All right, Mike, I'm going to ask you a series of rapid-fire questions. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Favorite color? Go.
Blue.
Favorite animal? Go.
Green.
Favorite member of the Kennedy family that got assassinated? Go.
John.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It kind of worries me that you had it ready.
Or that my favorite animal is green.
I didn't even hear that. I was more focused on. I wanted to get to that third one. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Jeez, yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Still, though, I'm kind of worried that you were just like, yeah, John, that's fine. For some reason, I thought that was going to throw you, but you know what? Thinking back, it shouldn't have.
I mean, if Ted was dead.
Yeah, Ted. Good old Ted.
Ted was assassinated, then, you know.
It was just John and Robert, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's such a shame.
That's how unfair this world is.
That Ted didn't get assassinated like his relative.
He was probably due, but, you know, that girl got in the way.
I mean, you know, that's fine.
Is that too soon? Is that too soon?
I don't think it's too
okay.
soon. Those things are going to get declassified at some point.
Well,
so,
you know, Ted, right? I mean, I love Ted.
I don't want to call him a loser.
I was, you know, but would you say out of the three,
I mean,
you would say he's the loser? Is there another brother? Do they have another one?
When you achieve a certain level of...
Is Ted even a brother?
I don't even know. When you achieve a certain level of political status and you get assassinated, you know, you have a legacy. Because you don't live long enough to fuck up.
You're more likely to become a legend.
Well, think about it though, right? Like, you don't live long enough to fuck up.
You don't live long enough to fuck up is right.
You know, I mean, and JFK, you know, just great guy, did a lot of great things, said a lot of great things, and then right in his prime...
He was 3 years, right?
He was the opposite of a loser. Yeah, because LBJ had the last, and then...
He only served 3 years, right? It wasn't 7.
LBJ did not run the next year, did he? Or did...
I could be totally making it up.
I think he, No, I don't think he ran.
I don't think he ran either.
But if he did, he would have lost.
But see, I think he did win. I think he ran...
Presidential history.
I don't know either, but anyways...
Spoiler alert, I don't know my presidential history.
Losers. Talk
here.
about their best.
Talking about losers. No, on a serious note, you were saying something that you and your friend came up with a theory about you're allowed to have, at maximum, one loser friend.
He was president for less than 2 years.
Okay.
No, excuse me. He was the president for just short of 3 years. Like two years and 10 months.
Because he was the vice.
2 years and 10 months. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. But your theory about the one loser friend.
Oh yeah. So the loser friend, right? Well, everybody's afforded. I think if you're doing well,
yeah,
you're afforded a Ted Kennedy.
Or a Jeb Bush.
Or a Jeb Bush.
It was like borderline politics.
That's his politics really.
You know what though? Like, speaking of the Bush family, Jeb is the runt of the litter. Let's be honest.
Let's just be clear. But you know, you deserve at least one loser friend.
Deserve or you're allowed?
Oh, sorry, you shouldn't deserve it. No. No person deserves it.
You deserve one person in your friend group that brings you fucking down.
He brings you down.
But yeah, okay. So
yeah.
You're allowed to have one person that you pick up the tab for.
You hang out on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be. You know, it could be of some kind of frequency.
Yeah. Whether it's
you
once
pick up
a week, once 2 weeks.
And like you said, you pick up the tab for them.
Yeah.
You know,
you go over to their
that's
place,
what the thing
you
is.
bring a bottle, or you bring a case, or you bring a pizza.
You bring a bag.
Something. Yeah, you know,
you bring some hookers. You bring some.
It's okay. That's a lot of money to spend on a friend, but alright.
Well, I mean, you do stuff. You do stuff for.
But why? Now, here's what I want to get to. Because I don't think when we were talking about this the other day, you ever got to extrapolate on why you're allowed one loser friend.
So I think that you can only afford. Basically, it's affordability.
Okay.
Economically,
Okay.
emotionally,
Okay.
and mindfully. Yeah. Basically, economically, if you're not if there's nobody unless you got deep pockets yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I'm Mel Brooks, then I can have as many loser friends as I want because I'm a fucking multi-billionaire.
But even in that case, I still would argue that no matter how much money you got, you still only want one loser friend because it becomes an emotional thing. Because then you start thinking that because that's where rich people do get in trouble, right? They got all these moochers on them, sucking up to their asses, and then once all the money's gone, they're gone.
And then especially the ones with the drug habits.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's taxing on your mental well-being, your wallet, and emotionally. Like if someone's coming around and they're constantly down on their luck, it's like you can only cheer them up for so long before you start to be like, oh yeah, man, fucking life sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the mindful thing, right? Emotional is that they kind of they fuck you over. You feel like they have some kind of connection with you.
Yeah.
In a very relationship wise, but then they fuck you over. Or somebody who just mind drains you, drains your energy, drains your positivity.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one that just sucks you dry of money.
Yeah.
So you can't have more than one of those guys.
Yeah,
it's becomes too much to handle.
If you have one of each, then you're done.
You're done.
It's doesn't matter how successful you are, doesn't matter whatever. Your bills are still getting paid, all this and that, but you are tapped out as a human.
Yeah, you won't be happy. You'll be jaded about other people.
Because I guess that makes a point. Because if you have a loser friend that's kind of you're pouring a lot of money into, at least you're still emotionally happy, at least you're still physically fit, and your life is still working.
Yeah.
If you have a friend who kind of drains your outlook on life, your bills are still getting paid, you can still buy whatever you need to, you're still physically in shape, but if it's okay. All right. So one aspect, if it gets too much. So when at that point does it do? Actually, no, I won't go there. So you have that, but what if? Let me offer this possibility. What if you have a loser friend, quote unquote, who you're picking up the tab for? Let's say you hang out once a week.
Okay.
And you go to the bar, but it's not like an expensive, fancy restaurant. You go to the bar where beers are $2.50.
Okay.
So you have a couple beers, you pick up the tab, not that much money. Every time you hang out, he's in good spirits. He's in good shape. He's still taking care of himself. He's trying to get jobs, and maybe he gets jobs, but they don't pay enough, or maybe there's layoffs or whatever, so he loses the job, but he's not pessimistic about it. So he's the absolute opposite of a toxic person. But technically, society would still deem him as a loser. Does he count as a loser friend?
See, this is where I think the debate can be had. Because I think there's two ways of looking at this. I think there's two groups of people you're actually talking about. There's the non-toxic loser friend who, maybe really has interesting things to talk to you about. He brings you emotionally and mindfully. He brings you great stuff. He actually brings value in those areas.
He's reading. He's keeping up on current events.
He has
interested in.
He has great opinions.
Some forms of entertainment. He's trying to learn. It's
he's entertaining. He's informative. He brings value back to the table, right?
So most stand-up comedians.
Yeah, exactly. Most stand-up comedians. They might be toxic to themselves. They might not have any money, but you're, and that's not what hinges your friendship onto him. Is that you pay for him to hang out with you.
Yeah.
You find commonalities, but you know what? In order for you're sharing at that point. You're just sharing. You want to have a good time. Go out to the bars. Let's forget about your worries, and you come hang out with me, and we'll talk about stuff that we're interested in.
Yeah. All right.
So that's like the non-toxic friend.
Okay.
And then there's the friend that I wouldn't consider a loser. Whereas, so the non-toxic friend, he's kind of a loser because he never gets out of his way.
Well, he's down on his luck.
There's a chance that he might never get out of his way, so to speak, because he's he overthinks everything. Yeah. He's just too busy in his own little mind or world or whatever it is that inhibits him from functioning normally. So he's always he's always in danger of hovering around in that area. Okay. So he doesn't non-toxic doesn't mean that he's not a loser. He might still have those loser tendencies, but these are good guys ultimately. Yeah. Then you have a guy that I don't think is the loser. He's just the guy that's down on his luck, like what you're describing. The guy that's looking for the next job. He had a run of bad luck.
He's got a positive outlook in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life hit him in the face.
Yeah. And he took it on the chin and he said, fuck it.
With steel toe,
Steel toe boot.
That. Yeah. There was more to it that I was thinking. Anyways, never mind. He has a lisp now. But
maybe he does have a lisp.
Maybe he has a lisp, and that's part of the
Maybe
problem.
that's why he can't get a job.
And that's, people can't understand
he's
what
trying
he's
to be a translator, but he has a lisp.
Yeah.
It's
totally fucked up his French bagelness.
French bagel. If I can get that clip, it's going there.
But I also believe this, too. I also believe that, okay, so you don't have to have one, all right? I say you're allowed one. Any more than that, you're gonna get stepped over. You're letting yourself thin out too much.
Well, here's my question then, right? So is it really a matter of you're allowed one loser friend, or is it a matter of you should only allow one toxic person in your life if there's an ounce, at least an ounce, of possibility that you could flip their outlook?
Short periods of times. I think you're allowed one loser friend that is toxic. Mm-hmm. But after a while, he is going to drain one of those three things, and that's going to be when you're going to have to cut the cable on that one.
Yeah.
You're going to have to let it go and then go find out. I mean, you're just going to have to let him figure it out in another way, because the situation isn't changing with you.
Yeah.
So you're not the solution to him.
Yeah.
And it's when it becomes raw, he never picks up the tab, never ever suggests it once, or he is such a bummer to hang out with, or it's he has nothing to say. He has nothing to say at all anymore that is interesting. Or every time I call him, he's never around. He's never around when I need him, but when he needs something, he's there. I'm there. So it those three things, right? Raw. They get raw after a while, and then they start affecting your health in all of those three things. And then that's when you have to absolutely cut the cord. If it's approaching that, I say cut the cord when you kind of realize it. What's the moment you realize that this relationship is not helpful to you and you're not helping him or her or that person? Then you have to. I think it's just. I suggest that it's the time to cut the cord, cut ties, and move on.
You know what's funny about this? So I'm coming at this from like a perspective of just being a person, but you're coming at this from someone who studied psychology and also grew up in Boston.
So yeah, it's just yeah. Shout out to Boston.
The idea that
Go fuck yourselves.
the idea that a psychologist grew up in Boston is almost oxymoronic because
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I would love if I went to see a psych and they were from Boston. I'd be like, oh, you know, doc, I'm just like I'm feeling down, and just be like, fucking stop. Don't be a dick.
No, they
Like,
do
just,
Robin Williams.
Just feel better.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Don't you do this to me.
It's not your fault.
Don't do this to me, Mike.
Shut the fuck up. It's not your fault.
Mike, don't do this to me.
Get the fuck out of town. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, you big crybaby. Shut the fuck up.
That fucking scene. Oh god. You know what? No. Goodwill Hunting? No. That is an episode in and of itself, because I have some very divisive things to say about it.
And we could talk about loser friends in Google Hunting, guys.
You know, we'll talk about it's